What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 2 and today's topic will be the object types in Graphene. So in the last tutorial we have done very simple coding or like very simple use case of how to get data from your GraphQL endpoint. So in that tutorial we have seen uh, how to use parameter within your GraphQL schema and how to use your query without any parameter. So in this tutorial we'll go a bit deeper or maybe inside, but again this is not going to be a very intermediate or advanced level tutorial. Still we are in the basic layer. Okay, so we'll be going to talk about the object type, how to use different sort of object types, and how to like use or how to what is schema and all those sort of things. But again, I'm not going to do all the theoretical concepts of GraphQL here, cause I received so many emails that I should just focus on the coding part, cause while doing the coding I can explain, and that will actually make or keep the concentration and motivation intact within all the students or the audience. But if we just do the theoretical and after that coding, so probably while doing the coding all of you already start losing your motivation or concentration. Okay, so without wasting much time, let me just start a quick intro. What is actually object type in Graphene? So Graphene object type is a building block used to define relationship between your fields in your schema and how the data is retrieved. Means, suppose in the last tutorial we have created and let me open my Visual Studio Code, then it will be easier. So this is tutorial 1. Yes, so suppose in the last tutorial we have created an object type called calculator. Okay, so here what is saying, Graphene is a building block used to define the relationship between fields your schema and how they receive. So this is the object type, and object type has these two fields, concatenation and add. Okay, and we have a resolver method. So what it is doing, how these fields are going to be retrieved, that is defined here. So this calculator has this field and resolver method. Okay, and what it does, it creates some sort of rule or some sort of blueprint, so that how these fields are going to be retrieved, that will be also defined over here. So that is what written. So block used to define the relationship between your field and schema, the relationship between your field and schema. Okay, and each object type is a Python class inherited from Graphene object type. So this is a Python class, if you say, and it is inherited from this. So this is from the line itself, it is clear. Each attribute of the object type represent fields. As I said, like these are actually fields. Okay, and each field is a resolver method or data default resolver. So each field has a resolver method, right, to get the data. So this is simple thing. So we already wrote our first object type in the last tutorial, but I forgot to explain, or I can say in a different way that I actually intentionally did that, because again if I do all the theoretical stuff in the first tutorial, probably it will be kind of very boring. So that is why I created the code, and in this tutorial I'll be going to explain what is object type, what is schema, what is field, and what is resolver. So I believe that is already done from this slide. So let me just start doing some sort of coding again, so hopefully that will make sense. Okay, so how to work, maybe, or maybe how to use I don't know what I write actually. How to maybe how to work with GraphQL and Fast API. That is makes sense. Okay, so again you need to install first Python, then Fast API, UVCon, and Graphene. So again Python version has to be greater than 3.6, or else you will get some error. So still, if someone is facing problem while installing the Fast API, or maybe your Fast API is not working properly, then just check your Python version. Hopefully there actually problem lies, because if your Python version is not greater than or equals to 3.6, definitely will get some error. Okay, so again let me just reiterate the things. You have to have Python 3.6 or higher. After that you have to install Fast API, then UVCon, and then Graphene. Fast API is required because ultimately we are going to expose our endpoint using some Pythonic API framework or REST framework, and so we are using Fast API over here. Okay, and we are giving Fast API the power of GraphQL from the backend, so that we can use all the feature from GraphQL. Okay, So without wasting much time, let me just start writing the code. Okay, so what we'll do, I'm just thinking I'll create a simple endpoint, and after that, sorry, not simple endpoint. First I'll create a simple object, and after that I'll try to explain what is actually happening. Okay, so let me open my Visual Studio Code. Okay, I have already created tutorial 2, and I have a slide over here, and I have a main. Okay, fine. So let me start writing. So let me make it a bigger. Fine. Okay, like this. Okay, so let's start writing. So first of all, I need import graphene, then from fast API import fast API. Okay, then what else we need from I don't think we need anything else. I believe we need Starlet only. From Starlet dot GraphQL import GraphQL app. Okay, that's it. So now let's start writing our code. So let's say I can write class, maybe I can write class course. Okay, maybe let me define just something, class course, like this. Okay, and after that I can write graphene dot object type. Okay, like this. So course has what the suppose you are going to engineering college, or you are going to do a like online degree. So probably there are multiple courses. So what are the courses are having? They must have some name. Okay, like this. So each name is going to have something like what do you say, like name equals to graphene dot string, right? Okay, so this is name, and what else they have? Probably they have something. I'm just thinking what they have. They can have name, then the duration of the course. Okay, graphene dot maybe int, like this. Okay, so maybe I can write something like I'm just thinking how to write, maybe a name equals to graphene dot string. Okay, and yeah, and I'm just thinking what else they can have. This is name equals to graphene dot string. No, I'm just thinking what else I can put over here. So name is like this, or okay, that's fine. Let's see actually how we can do something. Okay, graphene dot string. So this is fine, this is fine. Okay, maybe I'm just actually planning trying to do something else, but if I do that thing, probably that will be kind of difficult, because I'm just trying to see I'll just fetch some value for somewhere else, and after that I'll put this thing over here. But if I just do that, probably it will create some problem, because I just don't want to do that. Let me just, okay, maybe I can do something like that. Okay, so just hold on, just let me think about that, how to do that. Maybe I can write course underscore name. I'm just doing some arbitrary thing. This is not going to make any sense. Okay, so maybe computer science. Okay, like this. I'm just doing time, or maybe course time, something like that. Maybe one year, maybe like this. Okay, so just forget about this thing. Okay, now we'll write a resolver method like the last time whatever we do. Okay, resolve underscore name. So name generally take 2 parameter. Okay, so it is self and info. If you are not having anything extra, then these two are fine. So now we need to write def like this. Okay, and now next thing is that we need to return. So return is going to return this thing. Okay, so maybe course name, then we can write def course duration like this. So resolve okay, so course duration is actually, sorry, this duration will coming from this thing. So all these things are actually done in my last tutorial. So just to make it more clear, I'm just creating this tutorial, nothing else. Okay, and here if you write return course time year, okay, all done. If you see, my schema is ready, my everything is ready. Now next thing is what? Now actually you have to write the app actually. So app is going to be fast API. Okay, so now you have to create a starlet we have to create a route using starlet. Okay, so how actually are we going to do? So it should be app dot add underscore route. Okay, so in the last tutorial we have created only slash, so maybe in this tutorial we'll create something interesting like this. Okay, and GraphQL, so maybe my endpoint is going to be GraphQL, and here I'll be going to create using this GraphQL app. Okay, so maybe I can write GraphQL app equals to schema, like I have to actually embed the schema to my GraphQL app. So this is going to be then schema, and this schema is going to use this thing. Okay, so maybe I can write I'm just thinking how to do that. So this schema is going to hold the graphene schema. So graphene dot schema, and inside the schema what I'll be going to hold, I'll be going to hold this query is going to hold this course. Okay, query is going to course. Okay, that's it. So now if I write this thing print, I am to just display the schema. So maybe I can write, okay, so this is actually my schema, and this schema is embedded to my GraphQL app schema. Okay, right, you understand? So actually this is kind of a confusing thing, so that is why I'm just created this print. So basically this thing is my actual schema, which is written by the which is actually I created using GraphQL object type here until this point, and after that I am actually adding this whole schema to this GraphQL app schema, and that GraphQL app is actually coming from this Starlet GraphQL, which is the kind of a part of Fast API inbuilt. It is inbuilt with Fast API. Okay, so let me just go to my terminal. Okay, I don't know what is happening here. I think I should clear everything, or maybe I can stop clear. Yeah, so maybe I can write uvcon, then main, this main, and then app name is app, and then hyphen reload. Okay, so now let's start writing this thing. So now just because I print this thing, see, I got the schema. My schema object schema is having this object type of course, which is a graphene object type, right? And this graphene object type is actually having these two things. If you check here, okay, this name and duration, and the schema is here. Actually the type is course, and it has two field. So this is the object type, and this is the field, and it has some resolver. Now the thing is that as per this documentation, right, let me tell you something here. So here So graphene is object type, again building block used to define the relationship between your fields and schema. So this is the object type, this is the object type, and this is the field, and we have all together this resolver method, this field, and all these two things constitutes our object type course. Okay, so this is the thing, main thing you have to remember. Okay, so now our object type is course. Now let me check which port it is running. Okay, so this is already running, so let me just take a copy of this thing, just hold on, copy. Okay, and let me open my browser over here. So I have a browser open over here, let me run this thing. So see, if I put this thing, it will not work, but last time it worked actually, because I used the root. Okay, now this time I have to explicitly mention my endpoint name, GraphQL. See, I got this thing, right? Okay, now what will happen, let me something like this, and after that maybe I can write this course name, access the current schema of this server. Yes, so my name is, sorry, it will be name actually. See, I get computer science. Okay, and now if I write this resolve duration, nothing fancy, whatever we did in the last tutorial, I am doing the same thing. Suppose if I don't want the duration, sorry, name, just duration, I will get this thing. Suppose I only need the name, I just give, and suppose if I write something else, maybe address, I'll get an error. See, query field, right? Okay, that's it. So this is very simple actually. So now I'm just thinking, let me put this thing in my code first. Just hold on, probably I'll be going to cover some other use cases in this tutorial as well. Just hold on, let me take a screenshot of this thing so that all of you will be get the copy of this code. Okay, so maybe insert pictures from file, and after that, okay, sample code, for actually sample code for, maybe I can write for use case, maybe it is going to be use case 1. Okay, maybe I can write, yes, use case 1. Maybe I can create a duplicate slide, so maybe I can have multiple use case 2, maybe remove this one. Okay, so first save it, and after that maybe I'm just thinking, so maybe I can rename this thing, maybe I can write use case 1.py. okay, and after that maybe I can stop the whole thing. Okay, so maybe I can write, I'm just showing you guys how you can use it, use case 1. So it is running, so this is my use case. Maybe let's try to create one more use case. Okay, so let's close this thing, let me think what are the use case I can think. So what I'll do now, we'll just try to create some sort of like multiple list object, maybe list, and which is going to contains multiple JSON or multiple dictionaries, and we will going to access that. Okay, so we'll try to create some sort of reference structure within our schema object. Okay, so that we'll see now. Okay, all right, so now I'll be going to talk through another use case. I've created already one file called usecase.py. So in that tutorial, what I'll try to do, I'll create a list of dictionary object, and after that I will try to use that dictionary object, or I will try to use the reference of that dictionary object or list object inside one of our schema type in GraphQL. So first thing first, maybe I can write import graphene. Okay, and after that I can write from fast API import first API, and after that I can write from starlet dot GraphQL import GraphQL app. Okay, so maybe I can write something from Graphene import Graphene dot object type. Okay, so I'm just thinking Graphene import Graphene dot object type. I can directly write this thing as OT maybe, then just to avoid some additional thing. Okay, then maybe I can write from Graphene import string as st. Okay, so this will actually reduce or save us some time. From Graphene import int as int. Okay, and maybe as just because I said I will be going to import list, so maybe I can write from Graphene import list as elite. So this is just my own customization, you don't need to use that. Okay, but I can show you guys this is also possible. Okay, so now first thing first, let me create a data maybe. So this is going to be something like that. Okay, maybe like this. What happened? Like this, like this. Okay, so maybe like this. So let's start putting something here. So maybe name, I'm just going to create a student record, so maybe my name Ronnie, and after that let's say city, maybe all small city, maybe it is going to be Cologne. Okay, so now I'll be going to just copy paste all these things over here. Okay, so maybe I can write John, maybe I can write Maria, maybe John is living in London, Maria in maybe Sydney. Okay, so that's it. So maybe we'll now try to create our actual thing, which is kind of what do you say, the schema object and other thing. Okay, so I'm just thinking how to do that. Let me just make it a bit minimize. Okay, so done. So now start writing the code. So maybe class is going to be class of students. So student is going to be it is going to be a Graphene object, and Graphene object is OT. So maybe I can just write OT. Okay, that's it. Now it is going to contain two things, name and city, right? This name and city, right? So name is going to be string, city is also going to be a string, so I can just simply write st. That's it. Okay, so now I'll be going to use the reference of this thing into another object. So maybe I can write class of, so that is interesting. So now I'll be going to write class of person. Okay, is going to be, right, this is also going to be a string, object. So this is also going to be a this. Okay, and it is actually contains multiple students. Okay, so this is going to be a student, and student is actually going to hold this thing in a form of list. Why list? So every element is a dictionary which is part of this list. Okay, so that is why maybe I can write this is a list. So this is going to be a list. So graphene list, and what is actually going to present inside the list? This student object. Okay, this students. Okay, the students. Now I'll be going to write a resolver method for this thing. Okay, resolve student. Okay, and this student, make it a bit maximize, because or else it is going to really difficult. So this is going to be a self, then info, right? And this is going to return this data actually. Okay, so maybe I can write return data. That's it. So now let's create an instance of our fast API. What happened? My keyboard. Okay, so app is going to be fast API. Okay, and after that let me just add a route, app dot add underscore route. So route is going to be GraphQL, GraphQL, and after that I'm going to add this thing or embed this thing inside a schema object, GraphQL. So schema is going to graphene dot schema, and which is going to hold a query, and if query is going to hold the query object, which is person query type, sorry. Okay, that's it. So just for understanding or maybe easier for all of you guys to understand, let me just copy paste the whole thing, graphene.schema here. Okay, so let's start now writing this thing. Okay, so maybe UV icon, then it is going to be use case 2, and this is going to be the app, this app. Okay, and hyphen reload. So first it will going to print my schema. So let's say interesting thing, again there is some problem. Okay, so all right, I understand the problem. So it is saying the field names key as a function which returns mapping. So some mapping is missing. So now let me tell you, I did some customization here just to reduce some typing. Okay, so string actually imported as st alias, but it is going to be kind of you have to call this thing like it is graphene dot string, right? So you have to use something like this. Okay, so see, now all error resolved, and this is interesting. So in our schema the query type is person, which is here. Okay, now if we go one level down, this person is actually holding the students, this person is actually holding the students. Okay, li students, right? Means person is having a person object is having a field type called student actually, which is holding the multiple students, like that is why list of students. And if you just go one level down, the student is actually holding what? Student is holding name and city. Okay, name and city. Okay, so now everything is up and running, and my application is running on port 800. So let me just 8000, sorry. Okay, let me this thing, and now what actually I'm gonna write. So my resolver is actually student. Okay, so if I write student, see, I'll automatically, these things are resolved automatically, and I'll get automatically these things, right? So now interesting thing is that if I remove this thing, okay, I'll only get the name. See, name. If I remove name and then just write city, see, like this I got. So you can even just because I'm having reload, so if I just add one more thing, let me just write maybe country. Okay, maybe India. So let me just write something here from United Kingdom. Okay, then maybe this guy is from Australia. Okay, so you have to write something here. Similarly, country equals to st, like this. So see, this is actually added over here, and now if I go here and if I just remove this thing and if I just write student, I will get automatically my country over here. Okay, I'm getting city and this thing just because I didn't reload the page, so maybe I can just check whether I'm getting this thing or not. Yes, I'm getting this thing here, but if I reload this page it will start showing this thing, but it is saying that here it is saying there is no field because I didn't refresh the page, but when it is actually querying my in the backend, it is actually finding. So for your understanding, let me just, okay, now it is saying it is resolving. Okay, so this is super cool. Okay, so before I end this tutorial, maybe I can give you guys some sort of like what do you say, like some sort of understanding like what could be the next tutorial. So here if you see, I'm generating this thing kind of a hard coding. So in the next tutorial what I will do, I'll try to deduce or maybe I will try to introduce kind of a file reading, and from reading from the file I will try to generate this thing. Okay, so that will be going to be discussed in the next tutorial. So before I do so, I'm just creating a data object over here, data, and data is actually going to be used in my actual schema. So schema object student is holding name, city and country, and which is actually part of this student field, which is actually holding multiple students. So this is how it is. So I hope definitely it will, for the first time, if you guys are checking all this thing, it is actually going to be very complex and you won't be able to understand at the first time, but with the time, if you do proper practice and if you understand the concept of schema, type, field, resolver and everything, definitely this will help you to understand. Okay, so that is why my humble request to all of you guys to do some sort of practice, or else over the time definitely you guys will be forget all these things. Okay, so what I will do, let me, I don't know whether I will be able to copy paste all these things. Okay, but I don't think this is required. Main thing is this part, so maybe I can put this thing over here, and after that like this, and I'll put like this. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys understand the concept of schema, concept of object type, concept of query, and after that hopefully you guys understand the reference between different object type. Like here actually we are using graphene simple object type, and that is actually going to hold the least object type, and which is again consist of a different similar object type of students. So again, all these things are sounding very weird right now, but again, if you're not clear with all this basic concept, then you'll not be able to develop any custom API for your application. So that time it will be definitely required, because ultimately design or the data model is the important thing for any sort of API or backend. And in GraphQL, the schema, object type, list and other things, like there are multiple things are actually referred to each other while you are going to work with this model. Okay, whether you are going to develop by your own code, or whether you are going to extend any other code. So if you are not having any idea about all this stuff, definitely you will be you're going to face some problem. Okay, so that is why initial 2-3 tutorial I'll be going to emphasize on, or I'll try to stretch much on this thing. So I'll actually try to create one more video on this object type and schema and other stuff, and hopefully the other things are going to come from the next video. Okay. One more thing before I end this tutorial, try to do some sort of practice. Suppose I am using here student, you can create a football team or anything like restaurant or maybe a supermarket or maybe, and try to create a object mapping relationship, right. So here we are actually mapping a different object, and after that I am using that mapping to represent my data model. So in my case the data model is this one, kind of a hard coded thing, and in the next tutorial we'll be trying to create our data model dynamically by reading from CSV file. Okay, and after that we'll do the same thing continuously from a database, and in our case our database will be Neo4j. Okay, so that's it guys. I hope this tutorial is kind of complex, but again, if you guys are having any problem, please let me know. But just don't completely rely on my video, cause videos are not going to help like single-handedly if you're not doing any practice. So after doing the watching the video, try to do some practice, cause I am going to provide you this slide. I am going to provide you the use case from my GitHub repository, and for the tutorial purpose you have the video as well. So try to utilize all these things and try to come up with some different use case. Okay, and in between, if you guys are having any or want me to cover any other use case or complex use case with these simple things, please write me. I'll try to incorporate this in the next tutorial as well. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.